So will you save the Ark, or escape it?
And that is how Brink begins, with a choice. Will you side with security, who's trying to maintain peace and order in order to save the Ark? Or will you side with the resistance, in leaving the Ark in search of any remnants of humanity? Brink's story takes place in 2045, where global warming has caused the sea to rise while displacing most of the world's population. Any remaining survivors have flocked to the Ark, which is considered to be the last remaining bastion of humanity. Over time, the refugees have become restless and annoyed with their treatment by the founders and have finally decided to rise against their oppression. The resistance is led by Brother Chen, who is trying to find a way off of the Ark in hopes of finding any other survivors out there in the world. Captain Makoena is the security leader who is trying his best to bring an end to the conflict, even if the price is to be paid in blood. Both leaders act as narrators of each side of the story, while also giving you some direction through each mission. Of course, your character is the one stuck doing all the grunt work, along with a team of bots, friends, or others online. Your actions are ultimately what is going to decide the fate of the Ark, as well as all of its inhabitants. So, the choice is yours. Which side will you take in this war? The character creation in Brink might not be the greatest system ever conceived, but it does have quite a few options that allow you to create a character that is unique. You start off by first choosing how your character will look. This is based off of a few different presets and skin tones that are available to choose from. From there, you can also choose between a few different voice actors who will lend their vocal talent to your character. With many different headgear and hairstyles, face paint, face masks, shirts, jackets, pants, and tattoos to choose from, there is little chance that any two characters out there will look exactly alike. At later levels, different body types can also be unlocked to change the size, health, speed, and even weapon handling of your character. You can even choose the appearance of your character on either side of the war. Now, you only start the game off with very little to choose from for your character, but more options are unlocked through level progression, along with completing certain challenge modes that are featured in the game, that you will see later on in this video. Your appearance isn't the only thing you can change though. Even your weapons will offer some customization in the form of upgrades, such as different sights, magazines, and even a grenade launcher attachment. Abilities have been added to the mix in order to add a little strategy to how you play. They are broken down into 5 sections, made up of universal abilities and the abilities for the 4 different classes you get to play as. You are only allowed a certain amount of ability points for leveling, so it is best to only upgrade the universal abilities you need, as well as the 2 different classes you play as most. That brings us to the main game, Campaign. Campaign mode is made up of 8 different missions that have specific primary and secondary objectives that have to be completed in order to win. Each side also has 2 what-if style scenarios to play through. Sadly, there is very little story there, other than the cutscenes that can be seen at the beginning and end of each chapter. Also, when they mention that you can easily jump between the main game and multiplayer, it's because the 2 modes are one and the same. The multiplayer maps you play on are the same as each of the story chapters, even down to the beginning and ending cutscenes that you see. During each mission, you have the choice of playing between 4 different roles: the engineer, soldier, operative, and medic. Each role plays a very important part of the team. After all, certain classes are required to complete different primary and secondary objectives. What sets Brink apart from the other first-person shooters out there is that it focuses more on teamwork than it does on kill-death ratios. If all you're focused on when you're starting a mission is racking up a large body count, you will not only cheat yourself out of so much XP, but you might even cost your teammates the game. The game rewards you in many different ways for being a team player after all, such as setting up turrets and mines, reinforcing supply points, or even just buffing up your teammates' health or weapons. Usually, the main objectives involve escort missions, arming bombs, hacking equipment, or defending against the previous 3 until time's up. The combat isn't much different than the standard first-person shooter fanfare, with the exception of parkour. This allows you to move quickly around your environment, or even use it offensively, such as doing a slide tackle to knock over an opponent for a seemingly easy kill. Now, the challenge modes are where I'd recommend most players who are new to Brink to start off. It teaches you the basic mechanics of the game, along with honing your skills in each of the 4 different challenge areas. The 4 challenges are Be More Objective, which teaches you to switch between the different classes necessary to complete an objective. Then there's Parkour This, which is an obstacle course to test how well you can maneuver your environment. Escort Duty has you escorting a target from one point to another while waves of enemies are trying to stop you. The final challenge is Tower Defense, which basically has you defending a point against waves of enemies until all of them have been defeated. Each challenge has 3 levels of difficulty that you must go through, but are awarded with different weapons, attachments, and clothing for doing so. Overall, Brink is a fun, fast-paced game that fell short on the story, but more than made up for it with its multiplayer. That's why I've given Brink a score of 8 out of 10.